Shalom, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of My Take with Rosh Ya'acob. I am Rosh Ya'acob ben Abraham, Rabbi, Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. On this show, we deal with real life topics. We deal with all kind of situations and questions, and everything is based off of the Torah perspective. And tonight is no different. Tonight we're going to be dealing with a guy that's very well known amongst the Hebraic community. His name is Vocab Malone. And this guy has been around for some time. And he has questions. His video came up on my timeline because, as you all may know, Kendrick Lamar is really trending, or still trending and viral, even though it's been a week and some days now since the halftime show, but everybody's still going strong with it. And of course, it brought up Vocab, who spoke on it. He did a thing where he was talking about the halftime show, but he mainly was talking about the different camps. And IUIC, excuse me. I'm talking about IUIC. He's talking about great milestone. He's talking about just basically trying to expose how everybody was upset or beefing with IUIC. Hope I'm saying, but he just was showing the camps debating amongst themselves. I was just like, okay. Just showing division. It was a happy moment. But anyway, as I was looking at that, some videos popped up where he said he had 10 questions that a Hebrew could not answer. And of course, tonight is answers and questions. So I said, wow, he got something that a Hebrew can't answer. I wonder if a West African Jew can answer them. I said, let me delve into this. You know, because I'm a West African Jew. I'm a Hebrew. I'm all of these things, right? Let me delve into this so I can see if I can answer these questions that he said can't be answered. Oh, they cannot answer these questions. But we're going to look at that tonight. But also another friend of his, I guess the Bible answer guy, I guess is what this guy's called, or I'm thinking he probably one of Vocab leaders. He was reading through an article that Vocab wrote about Kendrick Lamar. He was saying some pretty crazy things. So I said I can knock two birds out with one stone. So I'm going to start off with him and the crazy rhetoric that he was saying. And after that, I'm going to deal with the 10 questions. 10 questions that I'm not supposed to be able to answer. I said, I like that. 10 questions that I can't answer. Okay. So y'all in for a good one tonight. As I said, this is Answers and Questions Wednesday. So let's get him some answers. He said we can't answer them. Let's get him some answers. I'm ready to get him some answers. Now, before we can give him the answers, before we can give our brother the answers, the first thing we got to do is Big up our sponsor. As you all know, our sponsor is none other than the Art of Clothing. They got nice design shirts, just different things like you see me wearing, all stuff. Bible quotes on it, even though it got a Raven reference. There's a Bible quote on it and so forth. So they got all these things going on. You can purchase them. It's right in the description. If you want to purchase any of the things. You got the web page if you want to check out to see other shirts that I may not have. You can check that out as well. And without further ado, introduce to you our sponsor, the Art of Clothing. Oh, please, if this is your first time on this channel, subscribe to the channel, like and share, comment. We trying to get this Torah knowledge spread out there and let other people see, especially with the question and answers. Let other people see that your questions can get answered. I don't run from no questions. So my ears perked up when I heard him say he got 10 questions that I'm not supposed to be able to answer. So first, let's hear what his teacher has to say, this Bible answer guy, who's going to be discussing something that's in this Christian, I guess that's like a Christian magazine or booklet or something. And Vocab Malone wrote an article in there, and the Bible answer guy, I don't know his name, it just said Bible answer guy, so I'm assuming that's his name. You all may know it really is. I don't know, I'm just going by what Vocab put. He put Bible answer man is reacting to something that he wrote about anti-Semitism and hip-hop. This is what he wrote. So he wrote an article called Anti-Semitism in Hip Hop. And this Bible guy, is going to react to it. So let's get into it.
I was reading through the current edition of the Christian Research Journal, and an article caught my attention. And one of the things you'll see in the Christian Research Journal is that we try to meld graphics along with fantastic content. But the article that caught my attention is titled Spirituality in Modern Hip Hop. It's written by...
So it's called Spirituality in Modern Hip Hop. So even though he has the title Anti-Semitism in Hip Hop, the article that he wrote is called Spirituality in Modern Hip Hop. So let's go.
By Vocab Malone, and it's about the theology of Kendrick Lamar and Chance the Rapper. Again, in the current edition of the Christian Research Journal. But here's what I want to say about this article. Right. Rap or hip hop?
So it's a Christian Research Journal. That's what it is. So that's it is. This guy tripped me out. He gonna start talking about hip hop, and he gonna say what hip hop meant, and I was like, dude, who told you that? I really would. I was just like, hold up, I'm gonna let y'all say it. Y'all know me. Y'all know I love the trip, and I am ready. I'm ready to trip right now. Y'all already know. So let's get it.
Is today perhaps the most consumed genre in America?
Oh, so he's talking about how powerful hip hop is. Hip hop is very powerful. Keep it going.
In fact, an entire subculture has evolved around this music.
Well, it already been a culture around the music, but keep going. He said it has evolved. It sparked out a culture. Hold on, let me do this because this guy. Let me do this. I want us to look at something because I want y'all to. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so I know y'all like what is going on right now. Well, I'm going on to show different things because I want us to see something and want to find a good thing to look at because we're going to hear some things that's going to be different than what he's talking about. Now, let me go here. I want y'all to see this. And it's just happening out the blue because he's going to say something that's going to irritate me. And it's like, now, let me move this man over here. See what's going on. All right, so let me see if I can make it bigger so y'all can. A little bigger. That's real big. Much better see it now. Let's see. Can't see it, but so much. I can see enough though. All right. What if I do? I want y'all to be able to see this. Is this guy say some stuff? No. I tried to make it big enough for it to fit over the screen, but anyway, let me just get to the chase. He's gonna say something about hip hop, and it's gonna be him trying to explain what he feel as though hip hop is. And I wanted us to see an article written from the Kennedy Center because they're gonna focus on hip hop. Now he said it's a subculture evolved around hip hop. Hip hop is the culture. He think hip hop is the music. Hip hop is the culture. It says hip hop a culture, a vision and voice. Hip hop is a global lapping on every shore and landing at every airport. But what does hip hop mean? Is it music with chest thumping beat, rapid fire lyrics wrapped into handheld mics, gravity defying dance steps, writers turning walls into canvases with larger than life letters of illustration? The answer is all the above. All the above. Hip hop started off. Oh my goodness, this guy. Y'all will see why I'm saying this in a minute. Right now, you probably like, why are we going through a history of hip hop? I know what y'all thinking. Why are we going through a history of hip hop? This guy is going to be trying to make up his own idea what hip hop is. Hip hop was already a culture. Hip hop had a certain way that you talk, right? So it had language. It had a way that you dress. You know, it has, you got the dress or style, you got the talk, language, you got dance, you got music, you got art, and graffiti, all of those different things, all that's hip hop. It's been around since the 70s. This guy act like it just evolved and it's this subculture and just listen to how he tries to explain it. I'm sitting there thinking, dude, what are you talking about? All right. He says, let's go back to what I'll go back to the Kennedy Center's answers. Look what the Kennedy Center says. The answer is all above and more. Hip-hop embraces these artistic elements most definitely, but it also has blended and transcended them, become a means for seeing, celebrating, experiencing, understanding, comforting, and commenting on life and the world. Hip-hop, in other words, is a way of living. It is a culture. Hip-hop is not the music. That's why I said he didn't even know what he was talking about. He was like, oh, hip-hop is a culture. I should have put KRS-One up here. You know what? That's what I should have did. I'm going to let him say what hip-hop is again. And I'm gonna let you hear. I'm going to let y'all hear. We'll let y'all hear hip-hop himself, KRS-One, tell us what is hip-hop. I'm gonna let KRS-One tell us what is hip-hop. Because this guy, because KRS-One, you know, he does an excellent way of breaking down what is hip-hop, right? Look at what KRS-One says hip-hop is. I was going to try to find a video, but I don't want to mess up what we... Look at what KRS-One says hip-hop. So, KRS-One says, hip-hop is to know. So it's knowledge. It is a form of intelligence. To be hip is to be update and relevant. Hop is a form of movement. You can't just observe a hop. You gotta hop up and do it. So I'm thinking this must be where he got this from. So he went to KRS-One and tried to get this because watch what he says, because when he says it, it's just like, what are you talking about? But we know and understand that hip hop is a culture. Let's hear what he's gonna say about hip hop. Oh my goodness. All right. I had to do that for a minute. Let's get back to it.
Hip, meaning, in the know, I'm hip to it. And
see, I kept saying, where did he get this definition from? Now I know. He looked at KRS-One. Because I'm thinking, dude, hip to mean to know. The term hip-hop came from a rap song. It was one of the first ones. He says, hip, hop, the hip it to the hip, hip, hopper, you don't stop. The music to the bang, bang, boogie, the up, jump, the boogie to the boogie to the boogie to beat. Right? That stuck. People like that, so they just start calling it hip hop. Now, KRS-One came up with this definition, and this must be where he got this from. Now that I look, because I was like, what is he talking about? So he says, hip me, to be in a know. Like, look how he doing it, to be in a know. And watch this. Watch what he said, a hop.
hop is the movement.
Hop is the movement. I'm hip. I'm cool. I got it, guy.
As you go, while you're in the know. Hip-hop is rife with hedonism, however, and nihilism, and it's engrossed, as the article points out, with girls and with gold and with letting the good times roll.
That's where he fell off at. Hip hop is way more than just having some gold and girls and letting the good times roll. It's culture. It's a way of life. It's not just, oh, you got girls and you got some jewelry, you let the good times roll. Yeah, that's hip hop. No. He thinking about rock and roll. That's what he thinking about. That's not hip hop. But I digress.
But there's also a cultural agenda.
Okay, what's the cultural
agenda includes the promotion of racist ideologies.
It exposes racist ideologies, but does it have it in it? I don't agree with that, but let's keep going.
Not only racist ideology, but racist organizations. And not the least of these organizations is the Nation of Islam.
So notice they always go after the Nation of Islam. And I felt like, okay, this is a sidestep. I gotta say something about the Nation of Islam, because then once I put that in, I solidified that it's racist. And then now I can talk about other stuff because I solidified it's racist through the Nation of Islam. Y'all now know hip hop is. It's not for you. That's all. It's just not for you. They didn't have you in mind when they made it. They ain't say, you know what? The Bible guy, the Bible answer guy, we made hip hop.
The Nation of Islam, a cult which is overtly lauded by rappers like Public Enemy and Ice Cube.
Okay. Now, he's talking bad about Public Enemy and Ice Cube, but Public Enemy and Ice Cube was especially Public Enemy. Ice Cube as well, because we see the stuff that he did. He had the contract with America. He tried to talk to the different sides to say, hey, what do you want to do for black? You see what I'm saying? Public Enemy speaking up for black issues and trying to form the youth, fight the power. These are social groups. These are people that fight for social change, right? What's wrong with that? You know? Oh, they linked up, or they don't mind being linked up with the minister. So that's what make it wrong. What are you talking about? Look at all the crazy organizations that Christians are linked up. But that's okay. We can let that go. But black people, y'all need to watch yourselves, guys. Black people, there's one thing that they hate. They really, really hate that about the nation, is you can't tell black people, no matter how much you want to tell them, they should hate the minister. They shouldn't listen to the minister. They should pay the minister any attention. They don't listen to you when you say that kind of. They ignore y'all. That really burns y'all up. It really burns y'all up that black people ignore y'all when y'all talk against the Nation of Islam. And mainly Minister Louis Farrakhan. Not so much the nation. Minister Louis Farrakhan, when y'all talk about him, it really burns you up when black people don't listen. Y'all say all kind of crazy stuff. And the black people say, uh-huh. And they be like, preach, minister. Because they can see the realness in it. And this guy's really fighting for us. This guy's really striving to get our minds to get right and to get on point. So we don't mind listening to him versus just listening to you. And it burns them up. It really burns them up. Now, the stuff that he said, he done debunked it. done talked about it, done went on different talk shows talking about it. He done explained what he was saying over and over and over. So I'm not going to get into explaining him tonight. If you want to know more about that part that he's throwing up, look into it. But he done explained this. But I'm going to let him keep going because I just want y'all to hear this.
And that despite the overt racism and the anti-Semitism inherent in this cultic organization. Louis Farrakhan describes Jews as bloodsuckers, Judaism as a gutter religion.
And again, this is a narrative that they put out about the minister ever since his group put out this book that they told him not to put out. It was a book that they told him not to put out. Many of y'all might don't know nothing about this book. All right, but I'm going to show you it. It was a book that he put out. And they tried to get him to rescind this book. But he wouldn't. He said, you know what? I'm not going to take the book back. I'm not going to get rid of this book. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. Y'all not going to strong arm me. And they said, okay, we not going to strong arm you. Oh, you're not getting rid of the book. So you're not going to get rid of the book. That's what they said. Oh, so you telling us you not getting rid of the book, right? Okay, we got you. We got you. And it was crazy because all they wanted him to do was get rid of the book. And he wouldn't. I'm trying to find a good image of it so y'all can see the book. I'm gonna let y'all see him holding the book. Y'all can see what is going on. Let me let y'all see what. All right, this book. It's called The Secret Relationship. That's this book is called The Secret Relationship, right? This book details the transatlantic slave trade. And it tells us who controlled it, who owned the boats, who insured the cargo, which was us, ancestors that was on the boat, and who sold us when we got over here. And when you find out the answer to who did all this, it's going to make you angry. It's going to make you angry. I just want you to just keep it ready. I just want you to be ready. It's going to tick you off. When you find out who was behind all the crazy stuff that happened to our ancestors that's over here, listen to what I'm saying, people. Please listen to what I'm saying. When you find out who was responsible, who is the one that is responsible, when you find out who is responsible, you're going to be like, get out of here. I'm telling you, That's what you're going to say. You're going to be like, get out of here. You're not going to be able to believe it. It's called The Secret Relationship. So check it out. Get you a copy. But after he made that, after he didn't stop his people from making a book, because his people, his historians went and researched stuff from the Library of Congress, and they found books written by the people who was responsible, saying, yeah, we did it. And all they did was copy these people and put all the stuff that he wrote, they just literally copied it and put it in a book and gave it to you to read it for yourself. So it's not even a person telling you this is this and there's a, it's just a book with a collection of stuff that other people wrote, saying what they did and the hand they had in the slave trade. I'm going to leave it at that. So I'm going to let you fill in the blanks. I'm not filling in the blanks because they got these things that when you fill in blanks, things happen. So I'm not filling in the blanks. I want y'all to get this information, but y'all can fill in the blanks. All you got to do is go to your computer and type The Secret Relationship, and it's going to pop right up. So I gotta type it, The Secret Relationship, and the rest will pop up. Or you say, Minister Farrakhan, The Secret Relationship. Put a slash and put The Secret Relationship. It's going to pop up. They even got it where some people got it where it'll download into your catch, so you can actually read it for free. If you don't buy it, you can read the PDF. So, hey, but anyway, I don't want to get too caught up with that because, yeah, I want to get caught because Vocab got these questions I'm not supposed to be able to answer. So I want to at least answer a few of them, if not all, tonight. I want to get so caught up with this that I don't get back to his questions and answers. Gotta give him some answers. He said I can't do it. So I gotta do it. You know, I gotta do it. Anyway. So ever since that happened, the narrative's been out about he's this, he's that, this, that, other. So he's just continuing that narrative.
And he denigrates Christianity as a white man's religion.
Now that's a lie. Anybody that know the medicine, no, he does not do that. That is straight up a lie. See what I'm saying? So if that's a lie, then we know the other thing is a lie too, right? Because that's a lie. He does not say that. Oh my goodness. Do he not know that this man is friends with Father Flanger, whatever the guy, can't remember them. Did he not know that he goes into the church and preach and use the Bible? But see how he frames this? He frames this so nice. But if you don't know, you just run with it. But I know, so you can't get me with that.
And I would say equally troubling is the infamous Kendrick Lamar.
Now, this is the part of what you get. This is what he really wanted to talk about. He really wanted to talk about K-Dot. He really wanted to talk about Kendrick. That's what he wanted to talk about. But he started off by trying to talk crazy about hip-hop. It's degenerative. It's evil. It's this, that, and the other. It's all about jewelry and loose women and living a provocative lifestyle and vulgarness and all that. So he bashed I got bash hip-hop. It's a subculture, right? It's not really, it's a subculture. It evolved around it, right? It's all kind of disparaging and negative things about hip-hop. That's how he started it off. Then he said, okay, now I got to show the racism in hip-hop. Some will say they connected to Farrakhan. No, they don't like to say Farrakhan. I think he did say Farrakhan though. So he said he connected to it. Now we're going to go ahead. Once we connect them to that, we're going to go ahead and talk about how he's racist and all this stuff. Reading off the narratives that I told you, y'all understand now why that narrative is out there. Once you get that book, you going to understand why that narrative is out there. So, and then on top of that, he lies. Oh, he said Christianity is the white man religion. That's not what he said. So that's a lie. And now all that was done because he really wants to attack Kendrick. He really wants to attack Kendrick. But I can't just come right out and attack Kendrick. A Pulitzer winner, won all these awards and Grammys for his music and his poetry, is respected even by the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, loves him. So I can't really go at him like that because people going to say, wow, what's going on here? And then they're going to see through what I'm doing. So I got to say all this negative stuff first. So now when I say the worst of all, it's Kendrick. So you thinking, dang, if he was right about that, and that, Kendrick must be bad. All right, let's see what he got to say about Kendrick.
Because of his overt promotion of what I was talking about earlier, Black Hebrew Israelism.
And that term, oh my goodness, that term was created by Vocab. It is no Hebrew Israelism. Like, what is that? Black Hebrew Israelism. That's some term he made up. But watch what he said is bad about Kendrick. So Kendrick is promoting Black Hebrews. Wait till you see what's so bad about Kendrick doing this. I say, oh, Kendrick is doing this. It is so bad. I'm so upset that Kendrick is doing it. Let's find out why he's upset. What is Kendrick doing that he's so upset about? Let's watch this.
And here's what he says in the article. Let me see if I can find this. He says, I'm not about a religion. I'm an Israelite.
All right. So he said, I'm not about a religion. I'm an Israelite. Being an Israelite is not about religion. It's a way of life. That's all he's saying. It was wrong for him to say that. He's not about religion here. Israelite. For him to say that. Okay. Let's continue. I want to hear what was wrong with him saying this. Let's keep going, Bible answer guy.
Don't call me black no more.
Don't call me black no more. Now, he's quoting from Kendrick's verses. When I first heard this, I thought he was being racist. I said, why he saying like that? But that's exactly how Kendrick said it in the article, and I think it's a verse from his song. That's exactly how he said it. So I said, oh, that's what he said. But it's something when you hear him say it. Like when he tried to put his twist on what KRS-One said. When I first heard him say it, I'm like, what is he talking about? It's not true. And now here we go. We got him now talking about Kendrick saying stuff that ain't true. I mean, well, no, this is true. Kendrick said he not black no more, right? He not black no more. What's wrong with that? He can't say he not black no more? Look at his face. Y'all hear? He said he's not black anymore. Okay. What's wrong with that? He said he not black. He know who he is now. He got his identity.
Why? Why not call him black anymore?
Why? Why not call him black anymore? Like, oh my goodness gracious. Do he not realize why black people call themselves black people? He can't be that far out the. He can't be that far out the loop. Let me see if I got. Let me see if I. See if I. Shut up. He can't be that. Sam. Call themselves black. I refuse to believe he's that far out of the loop. Let me remind him and those of y'all who feel like Kendrick is wrong for saying that. I want to remind y'all why Kendrick said that. Y'all remember this? This is a scene from the movie Roots. It's based off of what actually happened to our ancestors when they came. Well, ancestors came over here. They knew who they were. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine that. A group of people come over here and know who they are. They know. Right? These people know who they are. But you beat it out of them. Your people. Beat it out of them. Tell them their name John. Name Toby. Name Leroy. You beat it out of them who they are. They can't read. You forbid them to read. So they can't even read in their language. They can't speak in their native language. You whip them for speaking in their native language. You forbid it. You make it against the law. And that they will get whipped for speaking in their own language. So now they don't know who they are. So they refer to themselves as a color. But then other people come over here that's a similar color and they say, oh, I'm that color too, so we all that color. But these people don't share the same ideals. These people don't share the same past history. But you jumble them all together and say, all y'all black. But the other people know who they are. So even though you say they black, they say, I'm not black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not black, I'm from Senegal. I'm not black, I'm this. I'm not black, I'm that, right? But then some of them might say, oh yeah, I'm black, because I got the same color. But they still, in their own way, differentiate, separate themselves from you. So now, when we say we come up with an identity, we say we FBA, we ADOS, we Hebrew Israelites, we're West African Jews. When we say these things, they now turn and say, how dare you guys say this stuff? How dare you guys say this stuff? Right? Y'all should just be happy with just being a color. That's what we gave you. We gave you the color. Be happy with it. So when Kendra say don't call me black no more. He's saying the identity that you took away, I now reclaimed it. I know who I am. So don't call me black. Call me by who I am. I know who I am. Now, the Bible answer guy don't like that. How dare? Look at him. Watch this. Well, I want y'all to hear. This a problem from him. We should just call ourselves a color. Kendrick should just call himself a color. How dare he say he don't call him black no more? How dare he? Let's watch this.
Why? Why not? I'm an Israelite. Don't call me black no more. Why? Why not call him black anymore? Because according to Kendrick, he is a direct descendant of the true biblical Israelites, and the impoverished condition of African Americans is failure to keep Old Testament laws.
Boom! That's it. What's wrong with that? Why does that bother you so much, Bible guy? Bible answer guy? Why does that bother you? Why does it bother you that he knows who he is? Why does it bother you that he understands the condition that we're in is because we broke the Torah? Why is that so rough on you? Is it rough for the same reasons that your ancestors didn't want us to know who we are? How dare this guy claim that this is who he is? He should just call himself a color and continue to be lost. Just call yourself a color and continue to be lost. I'm quite sure when you go into your ancestry, your history, you don't just say you the white guy. I'm quite sure you'll say you Irish, Dutch, Russian, German, British, Scottish, whatever branch that your people, before they came over here on the boats, that's what you go back to. French. We French. But we can't go back to that. We just supposed to say we black and just leave it at that. And that'll make you comfortable and okay. But when this guy says, hey, I know I am an Israelite, I'm a descendant, I'm a true descendant from these people in the Bible, this book is talking about me, and everything that is going on with us today is because we broke the Torah. When he says these truths, you're upset. You're angry. How is this wrong? See, he knew he couldn't start with this, so he had to start by talking about hip-hop as if it's degenerate. He had to start talking about it as it's racist by trying to link up popular social groups such as Public Enemy and Ice Cube, which was huge hip-hop artists that did different things for the black community, and connect them to Farrakhan. Then say all the negative stuff about Farrakhan that came out about him after he didn't stop a book from being published called The Secret Relationship. So now you saying Kendrick is wrong for saying he's Israelite. How is he wrong? Because you don't believe him? It ain't for you to believe. He not talking to you when he's standing 10 toes on he is. You know who he's trying to reach? The rest of his people that just think that they are color. Is that why he's so dangerous? Because he can speak to all these other people that will call themselves black and wake them up, and they might say, you know what, I'm an Israelite. Is that why he's so dangerous? Hebrew Israelism. Some mess that Vocab came up with. Is that why he's so dangerous?
Despite promoting Christianity light and cultural lyrics, Lamar is standard fare for Christian kids who have all too frequently heard rationalizing his foul language, his braggadocio, his...
So now he can't really say what he want to say about that. So again, now it goes to the smearing. I'm going to talk bad about him. I'm going to talk crazy about him because I can't get him on what I just read, because even I know there's nothing wrong with him saying that he's an Israelite and him explaining why his people are going through what they're going through. So I can't really get on that, although I want to. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to say that. Then I'm going to go back and say, he's talking degenerative. It's that hip hop. Oh my goodness.
Illicit sex as an almost acceptable aspect of urban subculture.
Urban subculture. What that mean? Black people? Urban subculture.
And in like fashion, Chicago-based Chance the Rapper's music is replete with sex and with foul language and pseudo-Christian lyrics like in...
So now he's going to go to Chance the Rapper. So he couldn't really get what he wanted to get on Kendrick. He's going to link it together with Chance the Rapper. Let's see what Chance the Rapper said. He's saying it's so wrong. How dare Chance the Rapper said, how dare he?
This is in the article as well. Why God phone die every time that I call on him? If his son had a Twitter, wonder if I would follow him.
Now, you can't even grasp what they're saying. In your mind, that is the most anti-Christ thing to say. Let me interpret it to you, even though I should just leave you in the dark, but I'm going to give an answer. What he's saying is, it seems like every time I'm praying and I'm asking the Almighty to do something for me, he don't hear me. So, if I'm crying out to him, he's not hearing me because I keep going through stuff, why am I going to follow his son? Right? This is somebody crying out for an answer. Somebody saying, look, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm just asking him to work these things out for me. And it's as if he can't hear me, but yet he want me to follow his son. That's what he's saying with that lyric. But him, oh, how dare he? Well, let him go.
What is particularly noteworthy about Kendrick Lamar and Chance the Rapper is that they're adept at having it both ways. And again, the article points this out. Here's the lyrics or the chorus. She want to say drink, do drunk, and have sex tonight. But I got church in the morning. Church in the morning. As Vocab Malone rightly observes.
Hey, now again, they are writing to people that think like this. And then you gotta hear the whole song and the whole thing in context. But when you want to point a certain finger or say something crazy about somebody, this is the type of tactics that happen. This is the type of tactics that happen. These are the type of things that happen. I think this is about to close out and we will get the vocab. He's going to have these answers I can answer. So a couple time Bible guy.
in spirituality in modern hip-hop, the article that I'm talking about. Truth is damaged when we embrace open contradiction. Lack of integrity and naked hypocrisy should never be encouraged. Ultimately, the hypocrite.
And they don't encourage it. Kendrick don't encourage any of that. You just heard what he said. That's why you went back to the thing. He said the reason why we going to do what we did because we broke the Torah. So how is he going to encourage breaking the Torah? If he said I'm an Israelite, I'm coming back. And of course that means he's coming back to Torah and doing what he's supposed to do. So how is he teaching or saying not to keep it going?
Critical and sin-glorifying aspects of the music of Chance the Rapper and Kendrick Lamar leaves the listener unfulfilled. And I would add.
All right. So that's it for him. Let me get to these questions and answers. It's a young vocab too. So for those of y'all just tuned in, my name is Rosh Ya'acob ben Abraham. I'm Rabbi, Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. On this channel, we look at things and discuss Torah perspectives. And tonight is our answer and questions night. And the introduction part went a little too long than what I wanted it to do. But I'm going to try at least spend a few minutes answering some of these questions. I will answer the rest of these questions next week. Because, you know, we want Vocab to get the answers to his questions. I'm going to answer a few of them. Time. So I'm going to answer a few of these questions. All right, so let's answer these questions. So it's called Deuteronomy 28 and Kendrick Lamar. Now, he's going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar too and saying some pretty negative things. I'm going to bypass what he said about Kendrick. I'm just going to touch on his questions. But I just want you to hear. I want y'all to see the young vocab. This young vocab.
What's up, y'all? This is Vocab Malone. How you doing? I am back going over my book, Barack Obama versus the Black Hebrew Israelites, an Introduction to One West Hebrew Israelism. So we're on chapter 4 today.
This is a Harvard.
Deuteronomy 28 and Kendrick Lamar. Rolling Stone.
So that's actually a chapter in his book. So he's trying to promote his book. That's a chapter in his book. Now, I want to go past this because we already know about Kendrick Lamar. If you heard his album, Damn, he's talking about. And now we're going to get to the questions. If y'all want to find out more about what Vocab is talking about, the video will be in the description. Link for the video will be in the description. Vocab, or if you want to hear any of the videos from the night without my commentary, it will be found in the description. All right, so here we got Vocab, and he's going to ask the questions. So let's see these questions I'm supposed to be able to answer.
On Western specific. 10 things Hebrewites get right, okay? Number 1, Black history matters. Now, we define Black history a little bit different there because they turn it into Israelite history. But the general concept, the truth of Black history matters, and no, Black history does not begin and end with slavery and civil rights.
All right, so
a lot more to it, too. God chose Israel.
All right, so these are different things that he's pointing out as beliefs. I want to get to the questions. Try and get to his question. Here go his questions, right? That's his thing where he's trying to say
somehow
what.
we're fulfilled in the TAST.
That's his thing where he's saying what Israelites believe. Now we want to get to his questions.
And here's some questions we want to ask you. Number 1, who was the king the Israelites on the west coast of Africa set over themselves who went with them through the Middle Passage?
Now, he said, who was the king that the Israelites of the west coast of Africa? So he's speaking to us African Jews and the Hebrews. He said, who was this king that they set over? Now, this is coming from Devarim 28:36. Yahweh will drive you and the king you set over you into a nation unknown to you or your fathers. There you will worship other deities, deities of wood and stone. Now, what he does is what a lot of people do. They'll see this and they'll try to ask you a question and frame it around right there, the west coast of Africa, because what they try to do is separate you from the people. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So we saying we the people. So we not going to go right to the west coast of Africa and, oh, this is talking about that. What are you talking about? This was written in the Torah. This was written before the Babylonian exile and before the Assyrian exile. So the king that we put over ourselves during the Assyrian exile, that's the king is talking about. The kings that was over us during the Babylonian exile, that's who it was talking about. That's who it was talking about. So let's say we're going to look at the Babylonian one, because that's one of the most popular ones, right? Let's look at the Babylonian one. Let me answer this question. He said, you can't answer this question. The way you framing it, talking about the west coast of Africa. What are you talking about? If we're saying this is us, that happened way before the west coast of Africa. Duh. What's happening right now? So I'm going, but hey, he said to answer the questions. So he said we can't answer. We cannot answer these questions. Well, guess what? I'm about to answer the question. Because you ain't making no sense. You go right to the book of Daniel, which is a book we studying right now. You go to the book of Daniel. Look what it says. He says, who was the king that we placed over ourselves that went into exile with us, right? And let me go back to it. We're going to cut out the West African part because he put that stuff in there because they trying to separate you because they don't believe that this is you. So I'm not going to let you go back there. I want to know about West Coast of Africa. And we are like, no, it don't start with West. Just like we saying it don't start here with slavery. It don't start in the West Coast of Africa. Hello? What part of that you don't understand? Like, let's use our brains here. So let me go back to what he said. Let's go back to what he said because I want us to hear it. And then I'm going to go to the thing and show it. So let's go back to what he says.
You know, when they support Planned Parenthood and all that. So the government's not the answer. I want a smaller, not a bigger government. And I want a righteous, not a wicked government.
Oh my goodness, he's doing a bunch of mumbling. Come on, man. Wait, let's go back to what you were saying.
Then what we do is get into Deuteronomy 28 right here. No, I don't answer every question, you know. But do we talk about some of it and give people an idea about it? Yes, we do. Page 69, page 70, page 71.
Oh my goodness, I went back too far. Oh my goodness gracious, like, ask a question, man. He is mumbling. Hold on.
And here's some questions we want to ask you. Number 1, who was the king the Israelites on the west coast of Africa set over themselves who went with them through the Middle Passage?
Now, he says, who was the king that the Israelites set over themselves that went with them in the Middle Passage? Number 1, is that what this verse talking about? Let's look at this verse carefully. Let's see if this verse say anything about the way he tried to frame it. Let's look at this careful. It says, Yahweh will drive you and the king you set over you to a nation unknown to you or your father. There you will worship other deities, deities of wood and stone. This, my friend, is not saying in the west coast of Africa how he tried to pin it. He tried to pin it a certain way. No. I'm going to answer the question based off of what the scripture says. Because you try to pin it a certain way because you want to separate me from the people. But you can't separate me from the people. So let's go back to what it says. You say when? When did this happen? Oh, it happened right here. Yeah, let's go to Sephria. Bible Hub. Look what Bible Hub says. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. Yahweh gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into the hand of some of the articles of the house of Elohim, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his deity. He brought the articles into the treasure house of his deity. So, the answer is King Jehoiakim. King Jehoiakim. That's the answer. Okay? That's who we placed over us and went into exile with us. That's the answer right there. All right, so let's see what the other question he got. He tricky with the questions. He tried to forge it a certain way, but unfortunately for him, the forging don't work with me. I'm not falling for the okie doke. I'm not drinking the. All right, I think I'm gonna answer 2 more, or maybe 1 more. Then next week, I'm just gonna come back and answer all.
There's a passage in Deuteronomy that says that. Now, next time I do this book, I'm going to have to get the exact verse number. I don't know why I didn't do it in here, but it's in Deuteronomy 28. Just look at it. Number 2, did slave traders besiege walled cities or fortified cities? Deuteronomy 28 lists that as a curse, so if they think it needs to be fulfilled, then what about that?
All right. For some reason, I can figure out what he's saying. Let me switch ears. It sounds like he got the music playing too loud, and he's trying to be cool with the shades on as he's reading, and it's really messing it up.
Passage, because there's a passage in Deuteronomy that says that. Now, next time I do this book, I'm going to have to get the exact verse number. I don't know why I didn't do it in here, but it's in Deuteronomy 28. Just look at it. Number 2, did slave traders besiege walled cities or fortified cities? Deuteronomy 28.
Oh, so it said that slave traders besiege walled cities, fortified cities. Again, I want you to see how he's framing this. Again, the way he's framing this is to separate you from the people. So I'm saying you're not the people. So I'm going to start only right there with the slave trade. I'm just going to start right here. But once you understand and know that you the people, he can't play this game with you. So I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They will lay siege to all the cities throughout your land until the high fortified walls in which you trust fall. I was talking about walls that were surrounding Jerusalem. What are you talking? Let's talk about the walls that surrounded Jerusalem. Hello. It says they will besiege all the cities throughout the land. This happened. This happened right after this happened right around 70 AD. 70 AD, this happened. Right? When Titus came back. This happened. No one is saying this happened in the west coast of Africa during the slave trade. That's what he keep trying to point everything back to. No. He forgetting we saying that we Israel, period. So all that stuff that happened back then in the Bible, that happened to us. And we not saying, oh, that ain't happening. That's a whole other group of people. We only focusing right here. That's where you guys want to focus. That's where you guys want to take it. That's not what was being said at all by a West African Jew or a Hebrew Israelite. So that answers that question. When they besieged the city walls in Jerusalem, that's what that was talking about. All right, let's see what other question he got.
28 lists that as a curse, so if they think it needs to be fulfilled, then what about that? Number 3, first 2 references to Egypt in Deuteronomy 28 are clearly literal, referring to the actual place. Why would the meaning of Egypt switch to mean America the third time the word appears in the same passage?
All right. Now he says, when he first mentioned Egypt, it was dealing directly with Egypt. And now is allegorical. And I'm like, dude. Now, this is what he's using. It says, Yahweh will smite thee with botch of Egypt, hemorrhoids, with the scab and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. Now, this is speaking about making you have something that was like punishments that the Almighty placed on Egypt. So again, this is dealing with you having like the punishments, right? So the same punishments you seen in Egypt, right? It's going to happen on you too. It's going to happen to you. So the botch of Egypt, that botch or whatever that is that came from Egypt, and the hemorrhoids, and the scab, and the itch, all that stuff that you seen happen in Egypt or came from Egypt, guess what? I'm going to put that on you. Now, that's one aspect. Then he says, okay, well, what about this other way that's used? Y'all say it's symbolic. Y'all say this is symbolic. Right? And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way of which I spoke unto you, thou shalt not see it no more. There shall you be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen shall. Right. So he's like, I got you stumped with this one. What are you talking about? According to the sages, there are four modes of interpretation. Let me explain to you these four modes of interpretation. Then after I do that, call it this one. This is the one you probably really feel like, I got him. Let me explain to you about the four modes of interpretation. All right, so let's look at this. How is Torah interpreted? See, you gotta do some teaching here. Torah is Elohim's wisdom, intellect, and its very nature allows for, and indeed demands, different avenues of understanding. So it's not just to understand one way. It's different avenues to understand the Torah, right? How much more so when dealing with the infinite wisdom of the infinite Elohim? Our sages tell us the Torah can be interpreted four different ways: the Pashat, the Remes, the Rush, and the Sod. The Pashat is a simple interpretation. This is where he wants you to look at. The simple interpretation. The simple interpretation is when the verse says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth, it means exactly what it says. It means it's very literal, right? Now, that's one way of interpreting it. He's mad because we've interpreted in other ways. We won't just interpret it that one way. They say, okay, there's one way is this, but we see something here that's kind of off because it's easier to get to Egypt by land than it is to get on a boat. So what's the point of this prophecy about you going to go by boats? What's up with this? So this is something that the sages would look at as well and say, what is this saying? So is it a remes there? Well, what's a remes? A remes is different hints and allusions. So that's what we're saying. When it says Egypt is hinting towards bondage. That term Egypt is used as bondage. That's what's being looked at, right? But we gonna keep going. We'll keep going. I'm gonna try to find some stuff as I'm doing that because I want y'all to see something. Because he doesn't want you to look at it that way at all. Because if you look at it that way, then it's gonna mess you up. That's what it's gonna be looking for. Looking for it. So anyway, let's finish what it says. A remes is the different hints and allusions which are contained within the Torah. One of the methodologies the Torah employs is to make these hints is gematria, the numeric value of letters, the Hebrew alphabet, we see our brother Zion Lex breaks down that a lot. For example, the gematria of Bereshit bara, in the beginning he created, is the same as the Rosh Hashanah Nera Ha'alam. Or, on Rosh Hashanah, the world was created. Bereshit bara and Rosh Hashanah Nevra are both 1,116. Now, other thing is a drash, right? The drash expounds upon the deeper meaning of the verse. So it says it's a deeper meaning behind this verse. Yeah, it says that, but it's something deeper that we need to look at, right? So the Hebrew word in the beginning, so it's giving this looking at the in the beginning, right? It tells us to give us an example. In the beginning is Bereshit. Midrash tells us that this word can be split into two. Bereshit. Torah is telling us that the world was created two Bereshits. First, the Israelites and the Torah. So see how they get this wisdom from this? And they teach off of this. And no one stops to say, well, how do you know? And why would it say that now? And The only reason why he did it with us and our expounders as we look at this is because they don't want this to be talking about you. They don't want this to be talking about you. So I'm going to talk about it in a certain way. Then we got the soul. The soul is secret, is esoteric, is mystical, you know, and it goes into mysticism. But those are the different modes of interpretation. So when he says, well, why in this verse is literal, but in this verse you saying, oh, it's not literal, you look at it this way. The same reason why our sages threw it throughout time. They got a book called Midrashim. In the Midrashim, it tell you, yeah, say that, but then you look at it this way. We all, I'm gonna give an example. So let me go back here. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna go to Sephirah, and we're gonna look at Sephirah at the same verse in Sephirah. We're gonna see all these different interpretations and stuff that come about right for the same verse. Right for the same verse that he's pumped about, that he feel like he got somebody on it. Oh, right for the same verse. So let me go to Sephirah. Y'all can see it. Then we go. Whoa. Wait, I'm way past the time. I'm supposed to have been got off of here. All right, watch this. Let's go to Sephirah. We're going to go to, that was 68, right? Yahweh will send you back to Egypt in galleys or in ships by which I told you. Let's click on this. Go to the commentary. Let's go to me. I want you to see. Go to Midrashim. Watch this. All this is start talking about one thing. All right, well, let me come out. Oh, I really like Tankuma. You go to Tank. This goes to the next part, right? Let's look at the commentary. And will bring you, the latter word means in ships. In other words, bring you into captivity to Egypt, right? Now, that's how Rashi looked at it. Let's see what Ibn Ezra said. and ye shall sell yourselves. So he's focused on you shall sell yourselves. See, everybody focusing on different things. All right. All right. So all of them are viewing it literal from the Peshat. All of them viewing it literal from the Peshat. I'm trying to see if everybody is going to view it from the Peshat. Some people not even focusing on it. Egypt. Still sitting on selling. All of them are focusing on the part about selling yourselves. No one is focusing on the part about Egypt. All right, I'm sorry. I'm holding y'all up. I was trying to find the talk. Sister Trent. I love Sephora. They got so much stuff on there. I'm getting caught up with this. Anyway, I explained it. You got the 4 modes of interpretation. So one way of interpreting it is interpreting it that way. So even though he don't like it, it's still legal in Judaism and legal in Halacha to interpret it in that manner. You don't have to look at it straight as a Peshat. You can look at it as a Peshat, but you can delve deeper into it and see it as a remes. It is alluding to something. Definitely see it as a Darush. You dig deeper, see some deep meaning in it that you don't necessarily get the sight of it. So far I answered all his questions. And I will answer the rest of them next week. I hold y'all up enough. It's like an hour. So, get off. But in the meantime, in between time, before I leave, y'all see the artist of the week. It's our Sister Ahdaiyah. And beautiful, beautiful song. It's called Praising You. Artist of the week.
Woke up this morning and thank Yah for
Amen. Hallelujah. I love that song. Love that song. Our sister just do her thing. Song as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank y'all for being here with me again. If y'all stayed this long, please subscribe. Please like the channel. Please help us spread this Torah. It's next Wednesday. I will be back. I'll be back Monday and Wednesday. All 3. It's the break news, news, and this Wednesday coming up, I'm just going to only focus on vocab and the rest of his questions. So I answered 3 of them. Probably I will start back off with this one again to explain about the modes of interpretation, and then answer the rest of his questions so we can his questions. Please stay tuned. Thank you all for being here with me. Say Layla Tov. Shalom. Shema.